yo, it's your boy Michael Trill Taylor, and I'm here with another very special episode of the Ghetto Flower, Fresh Flowers podcast. You already know what it is. Got my main man and co-host Q in the building. What's good, broski?
What's going on, bro? We got another special guest in the building. We got Logan on the cameras and on the sounds, too.
Shout out
day,
Logan.
bro. Good day.
We back at the Foxhole. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and introduce our special guest today. We got the one and only Lemonxde80s. Let's clap it up for him real quick.
Let's go.
Lemonxde80s, Chicago artist.
Yeah.
I'm happy to be here, man. Thank y'all for having me.
Hey, we're excited to have you, man. Fresh
Yes,
off
sir.
some
Yes,
good
sir.
news. You know, just dropped the album earlier this
Yes,
week.
sir. Yes,
Rumor
sir.
has it out now. Make sure you go cop that.
Yes,
go
sir.
stream that. Available everywhere.
Yes, sir.
But nah, man. So how you been, man? How's life?
Good, bro. Been working the last like 8 to 9 months on this album. So really just pouring everything in, trying to really perfect it and get it to where I want it to be. So it's finally out. I'm just happy, man. I'm happy just to see it, and all the responses from it has been good so far. So yeah, I feel good, man.
That's
Hell
dope.
yeah,
That's
hell
dope.
yeah. And we're going to go back a little.
Yeah,
you know
we
what I'm
gotta
saying?
take it.
We're going to go back a little. You know what I'm saying?
Gotta go back.
So before we get into your project, bro, like, you know, and you got the TGF Varsity on.
Hey,
you know,
yeah,
appreciate
you're loving
you.
the jacket,
Appreciate
bro.
you.
Had to come correct.
You know what I'm
Had to
saying?
come correct.
Definitely standing on business for sure.
But yeah, bro. But before we begin the project, bro, I wanted to just first talk about, you know, first hearing your music, you know what I'm saying, and first actually linking up with you. A good friend of ours, Chris.
Shout out to Chris.
He, you know, dope videographer. You know, if you guys haven't seen his work, we're gonna put it on the screen. He actually hit me up and he like showed me you and your brother's music, and I was like, yo, this shit's hard. And then when he showed me like some of the visuals you guys were working on, I was fully invested. You know what I'm saying? And like for me to like, you know, and it's interesting because for me to be all like, yo, like I'm a part, I want to be a part of whatever y'all doing. It has to be something that like visually and sound wise that like I really connect with. And like your music is definitely something like music and visually like that I really connect with.
Appreciate
and like
that.
you guys hit me up to like go to your music video that you were shooting.
Yep.
And what was it? Stick to the plan?
Stick
Was
to
it?
the plan.
Yeah,
Yeah,
stick to the plan, bro.
Yeah, that was a movie.
Yeah, it was a movie. So like speak on that, like putting that together, because that was the first time, you know, I was, you know, like seeing you for the first time.
Yeah. Shout out to Chris again, man. It's been good just meeting him and all the things that I met so many people like through him. You know what I'm saying? And like he just been a bridge on a lot of things. And he was like, yeah, I know this guy Q, the Ghetto Flower, yada, yada, yada. He's like, I'm gonna invite him to the set. I'm like, yeah, sure. Like, yeah, let's do it. And so it was good meeting you that day. You know what I'm saying? I remember he was like, yeah, that's who I was talking about. I came up to you, man. We chopped it up. You know what I'm saying? We've been cool ever since. But yeah, that whole day, it just the whole music video. Typically, how it goes is just like I just get these ideas. I get these ideas, and then you know I hit Chris up like, "Hey, bro, I got this idea." You know what I'm saying? And he's like, he's the first person. And I was just having a conversation with him the other day. He's the first person where I just hit him with a crazy idea, and he'd be like, yeah, let's do it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, a lot of people, like in the past, they'd be like, I don't know if we could do that, you know what I'm saying? Especially with, you know, whatever the budget situation is or whatever. You know, Chris is always like, yeah, let's get it done. You know what I'm saying? We'll find a way to get it done, you know? And a lot of people wouldn't even know, like, we shot all that in the same place.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there wasn't no, like, other location or nothing like that. But in a video, you can't really tell because the way we shot it. So, like, we just always find a way to make it look like, when it comes on screen, to make it look like something, you know what I'm saying, bigger than what it might be. You know what I'm saying? So, I just think, you know, visually, that's always where I wanted to shine, you know, visually, like, as an artist. Because I'm more of a visual person than anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love visuals. I've always loved like movies and just like different things. I've always been drawn to that. So, you know, coming up, making music and stuff like that, I always knew like, man, when I'm in a position to like shoot videos, I want my visuals just to be a little different than like maybe like the average artist or whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like what maybe people would think like at a certain level, like you should be shooting. You know what I'm saying? Like just one camera guy or something like that. I just wanted a little something different. You know what I'm saying? So Yeah.
Yeah, that was insane because the first visual you guys did that I seen, the first visual you guys did that I seen, wasn't it Open This Later? Was that?
Yeah, that was my first one. Like individually. The first time we worked with Chris was we shot a video, me and my brother, shout out to my brother, better known as.
Yeah, shout out better known as.
We shot it's called That's Hot. That was the first visual we shot with Chris. And I remember like when we did that one, that's when like everything started changing for us. It was like, cause we had been making music already, you know what I'm saying, for a long time, but just due to like different circumstances, like we just wasn't really getting the traction, or you know what I'm saying, just like different things. And when we did that one off of his debut album in 2020, we shot That's Hot with Chris. Everything started changing after that, and then we did That's Hot. And then it led into Open This Later, like you're saying, and then Stick to the Plan, and then it's just been like rolling ever since then.
How do you feel like what do you think it was? You know what I'm saying? Was it just the music and the visuals clicking at the same time, or like, you know, what was it?
I think it's a bit of both. I think that I think the visual part, the visual component, was the one that took it to another level. You know what I'm saying? I think that's really what took it to another level. I think when my brother locked in on that album, and I'm gonna go back to and like talk about the early kind of beginnings with like us even making music.
Let's hear about that too.
Yeah, because so just to go back real quick, like me and my brother we were in a group for a long time. A lot of people don't know this, but like, yeah. So me and my brother.
What was the name of the group?
The name of the group is called Planet Brother. We still like, you know, we're still a collective, you know what I'm saying? And one day I hope, you know, we drop another album together.
Sound kind of like Earth Gang. Planet Brother.
It's kind of like in that realm. So like, we started this group like in like 2013, like officially, you know what I'm saying? But like we had been making music, or I had been writing probably since I was like in middle school. And again, I'm gonna keep going back because the story is kind of long. You know what I'm saying? The story is kind of long.
That's why we got you here. That's why we got you here.
The story is kind of long. So like a brief synopsis really is like I had really started writing music in like middle school.
For sure.
You know, and like I started like writing raps because of Wayne. You know what I'm saying? Wayne was on fire.
Wait, was you on LimeWire?
Come on, bro. Yeah. LimeWire, BearShare. You know what I'm saying? A lot of niggas don't even know about BearShare. Like a lot of niggas don't remember BearShare.
You gotta be deep. You gotta be deep in the lore.
You gotta be deep on the webs, like the interwebs.
Like
so like really
web shit.
BearShare, bro. BearShare was crazy. Like I used to do LimeWire and BearShare, bro. I had a computer in my room, bro, and I used to like every day after school I'd come home and go straight to the computer. And at this time, bro, like Wayne was dropping so crazy. Like it was just like ridiculous. He was dropping crazy amounts of music, like daily. So like every time I hopped on LimeWire, it was a new Wayne song. And I'm like, bro, where's this coming from? So that's really like, I had already loved music. I already had like a passion for music. Like music always like, I was just always drawn to music.
Hell yeah.
But Wayne was the first time where it's like, is anybody listening to, like, y'all hear what this nigga talking about? Like, this nigga talking about some different shit. I remember, like, this is before, like, Genius and all that, so you couldn't, like, annotate, like, raps and stuff like that. So, like, you just had to, like, look up the lyrics and stuff like that. And I was just, like, bro, looking up lyrics and stuff like that, like, all day, like, what is this nigga talking about? You know? So, that's what really got me into, like,
he was
music.
like real quick, he was like a dictionary, because I remember some shit he would say. I remember, like, I used to, like, watch the news or something, and I used to hear words. I'm all like, wait, exactly. I'm putting it together.
Exactly. Like, man, bro was just different, like, in his prime. And I mean, he's still, like, a great artist, but, like, he had a crazy run. Like, and again, that's, like, really what inspired me to, like, really start writing, you know? And so my story really is, like, you know, I come from a background where my parents are, like, first generation immigrants over here. You know what I'm saying? Like, they migrated over here from Nigeria. So, my parents didn't really encourage me to, like, do music or art or anything like that, you know what I'm saying? So, like, I used to have to, like, sneak and, like, write raps, you know what I'm saying? And, like, my mom would come in my room sometimes and be like, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, just, you know, writing raps. So I throw my notebook in the corner, like, when she's coming in or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
You don't want to see this, Mom.
Exactly. Act like, you know what I'm saying, I'm watching TV or something like that, you know what I'm saying? So, it wasn't really, like, they never really encouraged me. They wanted me to go go to school, get good grades, go to college.
But what was you writing? Was you writing like some Wayne type shit?
I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. For middle school, I shouldn't have been writing some of the things I was writing. I should have been writing some of the things that I was writing, for sure. Like, so that was part of the problem. Part of the problem was I was cursing and saying like shit that I didn't even know what I was talking about in like, middle school or whatever. But just in general, she was just like, you know what I'm saying, like, I don't want you like making music. You know what I'm saying? Anytime I come to her, I'd be like, one of my guys at school, he has a mic or something like that. I want to go to his house. I remember one time I walked hella miles from my crib to somebody. Like, I walked there because she was like, I'm not taking you. You know what I'm saying? So she was like, if you want to go, you could go.
I ain't gonna stop you.
I ain't gonna stop you, but like, bro, like I walked from one town to the next town. Like that's how much I was invested at that time, like write raps and stuff like that. Yeah. So it started there, really.
That's exactly some shit, mama. What's up, bro?
She was like, I ain't gonna stop you, like, like you whatever, but like, I'm not gonna take you there. And I remember I walked, like, the walk was at least an hour. It was at least an hour.
That's
you know what I'm saying? And I walked there, and I remember like walking in. I remember getting there, and I don't even think we made music. Like, that was the crazy part. Like, I think when I got there, he was like, oh yeah, my shit down. Like, I walked the whole hour to get there just to not even record. So, so it started there, and then it was very on and off for me. It was like, again, because it wasn't encouraged, it was really on and off. And high school, I didn't really write like that. And then it wasn't really until I got to college where I was like, okay, I'm free. I got my own freedom. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I started testing the waters there. And then I started rapping with some of my guys back then. None of them was like really serious about it. But I always knew like I had a talent for it. I knew my brother especially had a talent for it. Like I remember, like, I'll be rapping. Like, I'll spend all day writing something, and I'll go to him, like, hey, bro, listen to this. And I rap it, and then he'd be like, yeah, that's cool. And then he'd just start freestyling. And then it'd just be like, it just blew whatever I just wrote out the water. And I'm like, bro, what?
How you do that?
Exactly. So I already knew he had a talent, like, naturally for words and, like, putting things together and stuff like that. So, like, eventually, I was able to encourage him to like start writing because he didn't want to at all. He was like, "Nah, bro, I'm good." You know,
like he didn't want to make music at all, or just want to write.
No, he didn't want to make music at all. Like he didn't grow up making music.
Okay.
At all. You wouldn't really know that by listening to his music. Yeah. But he didn't grow up writing or nothing like that. It really was just purely just because I did it. You know, he's my younger brother, so he's 2 years younger than me. And, you know, so we always had a close relationship. So it was just like, okay, he's looking at me, you know what I'm saying, pursuing something or whatever. So he had just like freestyle with me, like whenever I'm doing it, whatever. But he never had a passion for it at all. Okay. And again, when I was in college, I remember coming home one day, winter break. He hadn't gone to college yet. And I rapped something for him. And I was like, hey, bro, you should rap. At the time, Drake's Take Care had just came out.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, hey, you heard this song, The Motto, off there? He was like, nah, I ain't heard the album yet. And I was like, hey, you should just like write something to it. I just want to see what you could do. And he was like, all right, cool. He wrote to it, bro, and it was crazy. Like, to this day, like, I still think back to that time. Like, he came back to me, like, the next day and was like, yeah, this is what I wrote to it. It was crazy. And ever since then, like, bro, it's like, he's been more invested ever since then. You know what I'm saying? And, like, that's how we, like, really got together. And then, like, around 2013, we formed the Planet Brother. It was just me and him, and then we did that from 2013 to about 2018, and then, so like 5 years as a collective. And then around 2018, I just felt burnt out, and I was like, bro, I need a break. Like again, the traction and everything, like all the things that I was looking for, the validation, you know what I'm saying, the blogs, you know, we was in the blog era.
Yeah, blog.
You know what I'm saying? We was in the blog era, so it was like all these blogs that you'd be sending your music to and then not getting no response and stuff like that. So you feel like discouraged. It's like, bro, I just spent a month making this one song, right? Like obsessing about it or whatever, and like all for it, like nothing, like no recognition, nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people don't really talk about that. Like a lot of artists don't really talk about like the mental like fatigue that takes on you. You know what I'm saying? And like feeling like, damn, like you checking the blogs and like you seeing people that you feel comparable to, you know, talent wise. You feel
skills. Like,
you feel comparable to them. It's like, I don't think I'm that, you know, I feel like I'm around there. I don't think I'm the best. Yeah, I know I got some ways to go, but like I feel like I'm around there. And again, you like the more you do this, you learn that there's more to it. It's building relationships and stuff like that, right? But
bro.
when you first starting, you don't think like that.
You
know what
I'm saying? Yeah, you put out.
You think it's like, okay, I'm making music, like, and that's what it should be judged off of, right? Just the music.
Right.
It's not about relationships. It's not about nothing
you
like
like
that.
My shit good. It's just like that.
Exactly,
My shit
right?
good.
On the blog.
Exactly. So it's like my young mind. I'm thinking like. Everybody respects a relationship, like a meet, like, hey, bro, you know what I'm saying? What's up? Hey, I know about you, blah, blah. Like, people respect that, you know what I'm saying? But, again, I just had a lot of mental fatigue for like 5 years of like submitting stuff, not getting no, response, and just feeling like, man, I did all this for one retweet, you know what I'm saying? Like one like and one retweet. And then so around 2018, we had dropped our third project together. And I was just like, bro, I need a break. Like, I don't know. I need to figure some stuff out, bro. I need to figure out, like, where I'm going in life, you know what I'm saying? And figure it out. So I took a little break, and I didn't know how long that break was going to last. I'm thinking, like, maybe I'll take a 3-6 month break or something like that, and I'll be right to it because I know how much I love music and making it. But, bro, when I tell you, I took that break, and I started looking up. I'm like, damn, it's been 6 months. I don't feel like making music. I don't feel like doing this because I realized that, like, there was no pressure on me anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, all the pressure I was putting on myself to succeed, it wasn't there no more. It was like I could focus on other things and not, like, I wasn't thinking about like, oh, if I drop this song, I gotta promote it or I gotta get people to fuck with it or stuff like that. So like those weights started like lifting off of me where it was just like, damn, I don't know if I'm gonna go back to making music because I didn't really like how I felt when I made music and put it out and nobody cared about it. You know what I'm saying? It's like how everybody now is like, they're entrepreneurs, you know what I'm saying? And like now everybody's realizing like, oh, it takes a lot of support to get to a certain place. You know what I'm saying? Like you need people's support and you need people's dollars, eyes, attention to get somewhere. And we just did that just a little earlier. As artists, we just do that a little earlier because when you put your music out, you put your art out there, it's like you need people to support you. You know what I'm saying? So, it just ended up being like, it went from 3 months to 6 months to a year. And I'm like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? And then in that time, he started working on his solo debut in around 2019. And I just saw him like kind of grinding. And I don't know, I was inspired by it. I was inspired by it because, again, like I said, he wasn't never that passionate about it.
You kind of brought him into
it. And then to see him like really like lock in and take it seriously and like really trying to like craft something for himself, like by himself. And I was there along the way, just like helping him, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like maybe sometimes I pick a beat or something like that, or like just give my guidance however I could. I was just inspired by the whole thing, bro. And it was just, that was the first time like the roles were reversed for me. You know what I'm saying? It was just like, I could just take a step back, you know what I'm saying? And
so you was in the passenger seat.
Yeah, because a lot of times I was in the driver's seat, you know what I'm saying? Because we went to different colleges. So like when we was in the same group, I recorded like every day. I recorded every day. He wasn't the type of person to record every day. You know what I'm saying? He was the type of person like, yeah, just send me like whatever you come up with. I'll put a verse on it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that I felt creatively burnt out as well because it was just like, damn, I'm just carrying the load pretty much. You know what I'm saying? So to see the roles reverse and him like really like being in that position, he's crafting and he's coming into his own, and I'm seeing that, and I'm like,
he's bringing the ideas now.
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, cool. So I ended up being on 2 songs on there. One was Pick and Roll, and another one was That's Hot.
Yeah.
And then that's again back to full circle. Like That's Hot is what started everything. It was like we just like, oh yeah, this is the one off the album, and like That's Hot now. It's like if anybody's like a fan of our music, like most people like started there. Like that was like the starting point. You know what I'm saying? So when we shot the visual again with Chris and everything, the visual along with the music is what people was like, okay, this song cold and the visuals cold. Like we just did something completely different. And people was like, okay, the both of them in tandem was really just like started catching people's attention. Yeah.
Man, that's what's up. That's a perfect way to freaking lay everything
out.
No,
that's a great story.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I did not know.
It's a long story, bro.
We got the history lesson.
It's a long story, and it's because a lot of people, like, again, like you met me at Stick to the Plan, Open This Later era. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't know because a lot of people are just like new where they don't know like the history. Like I've been making music for a long time, you know what I'm saying? And we were just under a collective, you know what I'm saying? And so we didn't have no individual identity. It was just like the group or whatever. So a lot of people didn't know that. It was like a whole different era. A lot of people probably think like, oh, you probably started making music at like 2019, 2020, 2021. You know, my first solo song really was Open This Later in 2021. You know what I'm saying? So you might think like, oh, you just started rapping in 2021. And it's like, nah, bro. It's just a whole history I had to get through.
A different phase that you had.
Yeah, man, to get
so, like,
here.
With you and your brother, like, kind of not necessarily like disbanding the group, but kind of choosing to like go separately. Did y'all have to have like a conversation? It was kind of just informal because it's like you're kind of blurring the lines of like, you know, family and like business. And I guess, can you talk about how you sort of navigated that a little bit?
Yeah. So it wasn't really a conscious decision for us to like really like, again, because I felt burnt out. I was just like, bro, like, I know we in a group, but I need some time, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Step back.
Yeah, you hit a point in life where you just like, you start looking around, and especially the way I was raised, it's like my parents always, I don't know if this is good or bad, but like they always compared us to everybody. Like they always like, I don't know if it's just part of my culture, but it's just like, they always was like, look at your cousins. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
African
you know what I'm saying? Like,
sure.
hey, your cousin's doing good. Like, you know what I'm saying? Your cousin just got this job. What you gonna like? What you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, what you exactly. So that's how I was raised. It was so I got to a point where I was just like, damn. I started looking around. I'm like, damn, what am I doing with my life? Like, I need I need everything to be. I need motion in all areas of my life, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the culmination of so many things just happened at that time, and I'm happy, bro. Like, looking back, I'm happy that he picked it up. He picked up the baton and was like, because he could have just very well been like, oh, you not doing it no more? Like, shit, whatever.
No,
like,
I'm good.
Yeah, because he has other passions too. You know what I'm saying? He's a very smart guy. He has different passions. So he could have just easily been like, well, shit, let me know, like, when you ready or whatever. But he never stopped. Yeah. So he was just like, when he was just like, okay, cool. Like, we never was like, yeah, the group is over or nothing like that. It was just more so like, cool, like, I'm gonna go ahead and do my own thing. Cause before that, also I had created like a couple solo projects too. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And I just never put it out because we were in a group. So like that was my main focus. It's I had created so many different things, and I just always thought more about the group than anything. So but I was just proud of him when he did that. It inspired me. And then COVID hit. And then when COVID hit, I had so much time on my hands at this point. Like, we just in the crib, so I'm just staring at the microphone like, I gotta get back to work. And then I remember even getting back into it, like I was trash because it was like a week, a year and a half I took off. So it was like trying to rap again and stuff, like make music again.
Hell yeah.
I felt so off. Like, I
remember,
like,
get that muscle memory back.
Relearn.
I remember thinking like, damn, am I ever gonna like know how to do this shit again?
Be
Like,
nice
that's how I felt. That's how I felt. You know what I'm saying? And it took me. I'm not gonna lie. It took me like a solid like amount of time. Like, even doing like Open This Later and Stick to the Plan. Like, it still took me. Like, I felt like I was just kind of finding my stride in that time. You know what I'm saying? Because it was like,
you was getting the shots up.
Yeah, you know, because it was like, also because it was like, coming back, it was like, all right, I had a different focus. It was like, what do I want to talk about in my music now? You know what I'm saying? Because it was like, I'm not a kid no more, right? I don't want to just make bangers or whatever. Like, just make meaningless music. You know what I'm saying? I want to make something that feels more substantive in it. And like, that's why I came out with Open This Later. You know what I'm saying? So I was just trying to like figure it out at that point. And yeah, everything was crazy, but I started getting into that stride. And I remember like making like some music, and I'd call my brother down and I'd be like, hey bro, let's like listen to this. And I'd be like nodding my head like, yeah, this shit go crazy, right? And then he'd be like, yeah, it's cool. It's cool, you know what I'm saying? But like, that just made me like, all right, I gotta keep getting the shots up. I gotta keep getting the shots up, you know. And it's not gonna be the first one or the second one. You know, I took a year and a half off. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta keep getting the shots off. By the time Open This Later came, it had been already like 2 years since I hadn't put out any music or whatever. Damn. So yeah, but you know, by the grace of God, everything started coming together.
During that 2-year period, like, how were you, I guess, like, engaging your like fans and supporters? Did you kind of have to start from scratch with that as well to like build up the buzz?
It was like, the thing is, I mean, to be honest, bro, like, I'm not gonna say there was really no fan base, but for lack of better words, it was really no fan base. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was like, that's exactly why I took that break, because it was like, it felt like doing something, like doing anything for 5 years and not feeling like
you reaped any benefits from it. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You know the toll that takes on you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and I'm not saying like, I'm sure a lot of people might listen to this and be like, bro, you tweaking. Like, we was definitely bumping your shit. Like, you know what I'm saying?
What you mean?
Right, but that's how it felt to me back then. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's really all that matters is how I feel. You know what I'm saying? Because there definitely was people who was listening to our music because our Spotify and our Apple stats that say otherwise. You know what I'm saying? Like from back then, it'll say otherwise. People were definitely listening, but it wasn't to the level that we were expecting, you know what I'm saying, and wanted to. And a lot of it was friends and like close people. It wasn't until this new era where it was people like, we ain't know.
Okay.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And that's really when it starts changing for you, when it's like people you don't know.
Strangers.
It's hitting you up. You're like, bro, I just found your music X, Y here, or somebody put me on to your music, and, bro, you go crazy. Like, just getting random DMs.
Yeah.
That's when you start to like, oh, okay, like my music is going outside of this like little like radius that like, you know, I built for myself. So that's
dope.
No,
that's
for real. And like we were talking about like open this later and, you know, stick to the plan. Like, what made you want to make this like cinematic world, bro? Because like that is one thing that like I like was so like entrenched in, and like that was when, you know, when we chopped it up for the first time, that's what I asked you, and I'm like, yo, like this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? And I still think it's crazy because I only seen like probably one other representation of that. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, and the way you've done it, it's like completely yours. You know what I'm saying? Sure. So like, it's like, what made you want to do that? And like, do you have like I guess like movie inspiration, like when you do that? Kind of like a 2-part question, I guess.
Yeah. So I guess like, what kind of made me want to do that? I had a lot of time to think. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, back to the break, I had a lot of time to think, and that caused me to think like, all right, what is going to engage people differently? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I had enough time to like survey the landscape and be like, okay, this is kind of like what is going on and what is missing. You know what I'm saying? And I was just trying to fit in where what was missing. And I felt like what was missing was just like substance, really, like just a point of where like you can build something, right? Or build a world, build a character or whatever. Something like this Lemonxde80s character. Like, I look at it as really a character. Because a lot of people ask me, like, what's this name? Like, what's the name mean and all this stuff.
And that was the other question I was about to ask you right now.
It's really just like, it's just like this character I kind of built for myself, to be honest with you. It's just like, I needed to like separate who I am and then build this character so that I could like mentally jump through hurdles. You know what I'm saying? To like build this what I'm dreaming of. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times you're limited because who you are as a day-to-day person is like a lot of people know me for just me, right? So they look at you and
got me fucked up right now.
So you got compartmentalized,
right? And during this break,
so
I
is
had
that
time.
like your higher self, or like what is Lemonxde80s?
So it's just like, you know how like Beyonce says she has like the Sasha Fierce or whatever, like this ego, right? This alter ego. I feel like a lot of times you got to step into an alter ego as an artist because everybody's gonna treat you like the nigga they went to high school with. You know what I'm saying? And that's when I had the break to think about this shit. I'm like, yeah, I'm a good artist, but a lot of people still look at me as like, oh, I know him. I went to school with him. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when you don't build, for lack of better words, like a facade. It's not really a facade, but it's just like you got to step into a new energy. You know what I'm saying? And that's what allowed me to like step into this new energy. Because like me as a regular person, I'm just more reserved. I'm laid back. You know what I'm saying? I'm not that talkative. I'm just chill. Like if you meet me, I'm gonna show you love, whatever, respect. But I'm just a real chill person. But when you step into this alter ego, it's like you're just way more confident. You know what I'm saying? You're way more like, it's showtime. You know what I'm saying? The lights is on. It's showtime. And that's what really helped me at that time, because it was like I needed to mentally flip a switch. And I was like, that was the flipping of the switch for me. You know what I'm saying? Stepping into this like character, into this like alter ego, helped me flip that switch mentally and was like, yeah, it's go time. And I've never, and the reason why I really went that route as well is because I've always been a type of person where I wanted to have a world, build something. Like even like what I'm doing with this album, right? It's like, it was difficult to do it with singles because it's just a song. It's just one song, right? So it's hard to build a world around one song, right? So I was like, I gotta treat these singles like I'm building an album, essentially. A project, right? Because it's like, I gotta put a storyline behind it. I gotta put a character behind it. I gotta make people want to invest, you know what I'm saying, when they see it, like, what is this? You know what I'm saying? But because it's hard to get people to like really like latch on to just one song at a time. But when you build something and you make it like seem bigger than what it is, people just like, oh yeah, like they respect it a little bit more. And they're invested on a different like level than it's just like, oh, I just dropped a song.
Exactly. No, that's 100, because what I wanted to say was, when you bring up like your whole rap persona and then your regular persona, it's really interesting because a lot of people don't know how to separate the two. Yeah. And I love that you have that to separate the two, because people get lost in that.
Bro, I see it all the time.
And they be thinking, because Will Smith brought this up, people don't realize like now Will Smith is like how we view Will Smith is completely different than what Will Smith actually is. Like Will Smith is like the actor name now.
Right.
Like he has a totally different. That's not Will Smith.
When the cameras is off, you got to be a different person, bro. You're a dad. You're, you know what I'm saying. You're this, that, and third. Like you can't walk around the crib like Will Smith.
Right. Exactly.
Like they, you know, you just be tweaking. Like, all right, bro, calm down. Like there's no paparazzi here. Like relax. But when like, you know, in an era where like I see a lot of times on Twitter, like people are like, damn, you know, there's no more stars anymore. I see that so often. Mm-hmm. Like when people compare like the Michael Jackson era to like, you know, artists now, stuff like that. I'm like, nah, man, just artists just had a different mystique about them back then. Really all it was is just them an alter ego. You know what I'm saying? Like them be able to like step into like this different energy. You know what I'm saying? When Michael Jackson stepped out or he was on the stage, he was a different person. Yeah, when he got off the stage, he was a different person.
Just
you know
like
what I'm saying? He was able to separate those two, you know what I'm saying, become Michael Jackson on stage. Yeah. But like he wasn't gonna act the same when the cameras is off. Right, so you gotta, if you wanna carry that aura, you know what I'm saying, you gotta be able to turn it on and off. You know what I'm saying? You can't like be at home treating people like, you know what I'm saying, you're above them and like, you know, none
I'm an artist.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? I don't move like that. Like I gotta move with like just very humble energy and just like respect everybody. Yeah.
I feel you. No, that's 100.
Yeah.
And before we get in the project, I wanted to bring up better known as his the release party.
Yeah.
The release party.
That was an experience.
The Lately experience.
Yeah, the experience. My fault. The experience, bro. That was
the Lately experience. That was tough.
Yeah, that was.
Thank y'all for coming through.
Yeah,
man.
that was tough. And what I tell everybody, bro, if you could get some people in a room, bro, 20, 50 people, you won. Yeah. Like, you would be surprised. Life, we go to a lot of things, and people can't do that. Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So if you could bring some people in the room, bro, you got to win. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So like speak on that real brief, because like when I was watching, I'm like, bro, I
don't know if people doing events like that for
bro,
real.
Like,
y'all was in the theater, y'all had visuals, y'all had performance, bro. It was a performance.
It was a performance for real.
Yeah, like, man. So yeah, shout out to Better Known As. Again, people don't know that's actually my blood brother. So I just want to emphasize that.
Hey, we gotta get him on the show. Better Known As.
Yeah. But he's working on some things, bro. You know, and he's definitely gonna be here soon. But like, I hit him up like because he had dropped the Lately EP, and my brain just like the wheels start turning. I'm like, bro, I got this crazy idea, and every time I come to him with an idea, you know, he's just gonna be like, bro, like, all right, what? You know, like, you know, and I'm like, I got this idea to do like this experience. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like artsy and shit. It's like it's not a concert, but it's like. I'm trying to explain to him. And I remember when I brought it up to him, he's like, all right, you know what I'm saying? Like, flesh it out a little bit more. Like, let me know, like, what you thinking. And I remember, like, I told him about it, but I hadn't really fleshed it out yet. Because, like, my brain was still trying to work, like, through the kinks of, like, what I wanted it to be. Yeah. And it kind of was going away for a little while, like it wasn't going to happen. Because, again, we did this by ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We didn't, like, get no outside help or nothing that. You know what I'm saying? We did it completely by ourselves. Found the venue, booked it ourselves, set up the ticketing, all that by ourselves. And it was just one day where I felt really passionate about it again. Like a month or two had passed, and I was like, nah, bro. Like something, like my spirit was like, no, we got to do this. Like, and I feel like we could pull it off. And yeah, man, he just like, all right, like, let's do it. And I remember I just sat down one day and I just created the whole script of the whole experience. Like, head to toe. Like what I wanted from the lighting
to the narration in the back.
To the narration, like for everything.
Dope.
Like I literally.
The intro was crazy.
Bro,
the way
thank you.
It was when they walked out, that shit was crazy.
Like,
I was like, what the
yeah, we pulled
did y'all have like a choreographer to like help plan any of that? Bro?
Nothing.
That's wild.
We did one day of rehearsal and that was it. Like we did one day of rehearsal and yeah, bro, we pulled like 70, 75 people out. Which was like just a shock to us. Again, going back
amazing,
to
bro.
going back to like when I was saying
people not
doing that.
Going back to when I was saying about the validation and like wanting to see like, you know what I'm saying, like people like support you and stuff like that. To see like 75 people come out for the show, it was just like a good feeling. Like I was on a high for like a week. And we sold out. Like we had to we kept on selling out. So like we didn't think we would sell out. Our expectations.
Bro, I was on the side. I wasn't even sitting down. I was on the side.
It was packed. I had to show early.
Our expectations weren't that high because we was like, all right, this is like kind of our first time like really doing this by ourselves, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. And so our expectation was kind of like low. We just like tapered it, you know what I'm saying, to make sure like we not disappointed, obviously. Yeah. And then like we sold out. And then it was like, oh shit, now what? Because people kept on hitting us up like, I ain't got my ticket yet. Like it was like really close people to me that hadn't even got their ticket yet. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it was like, oh, we got to open more tickets. So we kept on opening more tickets, then more tickets, then more tickets. So like it got to a point where he's like, hey man, we can't do it. Like we'll try to do something else, like in the future or whatever. Like it got to a point where it was like we couldn't even.
Damn,
the venue was like, yo, we can't have no more people in here. And so he's like, we had to close that off. But yeah, that was a great experience, and I'm definitely like, now that my album dropped, I'm definitely looking to possibly do something like that, and you know, even better.
Definitely. Bro.
Yeah, definitely just keep doing creative stuff because I'm telling you, that's why. We rock with y'all because it's stuff that we don't see, and it's like that y'all for real be putting the work in. But let's get into it, bro. Rumor has it, bro. Let's get into it, bro.
What's the rumors out there about Lemonxde80s?
The rumors, man. The rumors is, you know, it could mean different things, but really it's like, you know, we all have that inner voice in our head. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying, right? That's telling you can't do it or you can do it, this, that, and the third. That's what it meant for me. Okay. It was like the voices in the head. It was like, you know,
like imposter syndrome type deal.
Exactly. And and you know, when I was explaining to people this album, like down to the artwork and stuff like that, bro, I wrote out this whole thing about what the album meant to me. And imposter syndrome was one of the things that was on there. It was like having this, you know, belief that like maybe you can't succeed there, maybe you can't get there or stuff like that. So that's really where the concept of the album started for me. It was like, you know, feeling like the best kept secret and then like the worst kept secret at the same time. Ooh. You know what I'm saying? It's like I feel like some people know like, yeah, bro got talent, right? But then a lot of people don't know maybe yet. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like I had to step into that, into my own, and show that like there's a level of like talent here. You know?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Hell yeah.
How long did it take you to make this project?
So I started like working on it, I think around April. Okay. I remember my goal for the year was I wanted to do an EP first this year. I was like, all right. I was like, it was April. I was like, all right. I think by like June, July, I could do like an EP. I could put out like 5 songs or something like that. And then by December, I could put out a full-length album. That's what I was thinking. And then once I started working on the album, I was like, nah. I was like, nah. I need to like really like just lock in on just creating this body of work. Because I really wanted the first time that I really presented a solo body of work to be very, you know, personal, impressionable on people and stuff like that. And like, I just wanted to like hit it out the park like the first go around, you know. And I didn't even want to like, you know, gear people up for anything. It was just like, this is it. Like we here, you know what I'm saying? Like this is you get the full course like right away. So yeah. So it took me about like 7-8 months to like really like to really make it.
Were you when you were like sort of, you know, writing this music, were you like, you know, in the studio writing it? Were you sort of out, you know, sort of experiencing life? Yeah. How was the process of actually like creating the music for this project?
So for me, I never go to the studio and just like sit there and write music. Like I have a studio in my house, so like that's really where I just make music. Me and my brother, like we have a studio, so we just like make our own music, whatever. But definitely like when I first started making it, I thought I had like the roadmap of what I wanted it to be, and I was like, yeah, I think this the road, this the route I want to go. And then that shit just starts changing. Like as you start making the album, like bro, like I probably had like 3 or 4 different track lists, like of when I first started, all the songs that I started with are not on the album now. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And that was just 8 months ago. You know, it was just like I thought I had a whole like album worth, and now none of the songs are on there no more. You know, so I took some songs off, you know, put some songs back on, rewrote some verses. Yeah. And it's a whole process. You know, you got to go through it and like really make sure like you're taking your time and you're conveying like what you want to convey. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, talking to my brother as well, he was like, hey, man, you can only drop an album once.
True.
You know what I'm saying? And it was like, okay, cool. That sat with me. You know what I'm saying? A couple people told me that too. Like, shout out to John Barless. He works for OGM. He was like, bro, take your time because you can only drop it once. And I was like, that's very true. You know what I'm saying? Because you feel the pressure of like wanting to stick to a timeline because ultimately I really wanted to drop it in the 3rd quarter of this year. Okay. And then have time to like really like do the visuals and do all the things that I wanted to do for the rest of the year into next year. But, like, I didn't feel like it was ready. So, like, you know, if you don't feel like that, you just got to keep working until you really feel that.
Yeah. No, for real. Right. And the first track, you said on the first track, and I'm probably paraphrasing this hella bad because I was trying to write this down, but they say L's are for lessons, a lot of lessons on me. Yeah. I hope I said that right, but the reason I bring that up is because I truly feel that, bro. Like, speak on that bar, bro. Like, I truly feel that because, like, every time, like, now, like, you know, it may hurt for, like, I'll just be like, you know, this time will pass that this shit hurt. Yeah. It's going to be, you know, however you feel like, you know, it's long for it to pass. You know, for me, like, I just try to, like, give it 10 minutes, you know, this shit hurt. But at the end of that 10 minutes, like, you start to self-reflect. You like, damn. Yeah. Moving forward, I know what the fuck to do. You feel me? Moving forward, like, I'm set up. And, like, how you were saying, like, with your whole first phase of your music, that first phase just sets you up for the second phase. You feel me? Exactly. So, yeah, like, speak on that bar, bro.
Yeah, so I say, they say every L's a lesson. Well, a lot of lessons on me. So it's like, you in life, you have an opportunity to look at things as L or a lesson. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so for me, it's like they're both in the same things because it's like ultimately it is an L. Like talking about like the beginnings of the music was like I looked at it as an L. Like every time I submitted my music to like a Face Shore Drive or an X, Y, and Z, you know, and I didn't get a response, to me, I internalized it as an L. But now, again, fast forward, you know, you get a new insight. You know what I'm saying? And be like, that was just a lesson. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything is a lesson. And so I'm carrying those lessons on me. I choose to carry the lessons on me. You know what I'm saying? Instead of, like, looking at it as an L and have that drag you down, like, mentally, it's just like, bro, it's just a lesson. You know what I'm saying? And it's, like, full circle moments are happening. Because I met Andrew Barber, you know what I'm saying? Like, after years of sending him my music.
Yeah, exactly.
Now you face-to-face with him.
I met him at, you know, we was doing a shoot for Chance. We was in a Chance the Rapper thing.
That was dope, by the way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Shout out to Chris. You know what I'm saying? Like, a central theme of this conversation. But, like, we were in there, and it's like full circle moments, bro. Because it was like, because I always like internalized. It was like, man, I'm sending my, again, the blog era. Like if you didn't make music in the blog era, you probably wouldn't understand.
Yeah, you don't know.
You won't understand how like integral that was to your success or your failure.
Just get on. You get a blog post. You know how many people we have interviewed people that I've just known them from a blog post, and that's how I started listening to her music.
Exactly.
For example, like this dude, Matty Woods. It was a blog post.
Exactly. Elevator was going crazy at the time. Fake Shore Drive, Illinois, Pursuit of Dopeness. It was so many back then that I used to just like send my music to. So to have
Roots.
Ill Roots, bro.
What's it called?
Ill Roots.
Ill Roots, bro. It was so many back then. It was so many, and like, you know, the city was on fire at the time. Like with Chance and like with Keith and everybody that was like all the drill stuff that was going on at the time, like Chicago had a huge spotlight on it. So like you wanted to get on one of them blogs because you knew like different like labels was checking these blogs and looking for new talent and stuff like that.
And dudes was
taking off.
Taking
just
off.
on one song. on one song. So again, if you did not come up in that era, you wouldn't really understand.
Right.
But like, so I was carrying all those, and when I just felt like it was an L, I was like, damn, I just need one person, right? But to have the full circle moments of like, you know what I'm saying, seeing Andrew Barber, you know what I'm saying, just chopping it up with him, and then just realizing like, you know, a lot of things ain't really personal. He's like, he's a good guy, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was like, I remember telling him, I was like, because it's like almost I had to get it off my chest. I was like, I was like, hey, bro, I used to send my music to you all the time. He was like, man, bro, like shit was crazy back then. Like our inbox was flooded.
That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying.
Like, every time we refreshed the inbox, it was like another 30, 40 people sending their music. So you just get lost in there, right? Whereas if we had a personal connection with him back then, right, and he knew he could put a face to the name, that's a different story.
That's what I'm saying.
All we were was just an email at that time. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, as an artist, you're just sitting there, you're taking things personal, like, damn, why they sleeping on me? You know what I'm saying? Why they overlooking me or whatever? So that's really where that bar comes from. It's like, you know what I'm saying, a lot of lessons on me. Like, these lessons are on me, and I'm just learning, like, things aren't as personal as you might deem it to be all the time and stuff like that. And you're just gonna, like, you're gonna learn, you're gonna live, and you're gonna learn through, like, all these stuff that you looked at as an L or whatever. You just gotta take it in stride and just keep going.
Nah, for real. And like that's the bar I really wanted to, because that bar really resonated with me right when I started playing the project. I was all like, instantly wrote it down. I wrote a couple other bars down too, but I was like, yeah, this the one for me. And just listening to your whole project, bro, I just love the body of work. I appreciate everything that you speaking on the project, bro. And it's just like, it's just so like kind of like, you know, surreal to kind of see you, you know, like start with, you know, open this later, and then now you got a whole full body of work. And then, you know, I haven't even seen the stuff you about to start dropping. I seen the, you know, the promo video that you dropped. I'm all like, man, what's about to happen?
Y'all got the rollout in full effect.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, what's about to happen? So like, kind of like our last question is like, what's kind of like, you know, like what else you got going on? Because, you know, you got your project out. Rumor has it, you know, y'all got to stream that for sure.
Go tap in, go grab that.
But what else is coming up? Like any, you know, I guess I know a visual coming around.
The visuals are coming. You know what I'm saying? That's really where, you know, we got to put our mark on it, is the visual side. And just really like push and promo this as much as we can. Really, just really take the time, because I really like, I like when artists like really like kind of drag it out. You know what I'm saying? Because
I love that.
Yeah, because I like when
I love that.
you don't just drop something and then you're just like, you don't really like
capitalize off the floor.
Yeah, it's like the next week it's like you just
it's done.
Yeah, you just
isn't it art? Like, come on.
Exactly,
like,
right? So it's like you don't want to just drop something that took you 8 months, a year, or whatever it took you, and it's like the next week it's like you just like on to the next thing or whatever, right? Because the way you carry it is the way the listeners are gonna carry it. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
If your audience is like, well, he passed it, you know what I'm saying? He moved on. Like, what's the point of me like, you know, listening to it or like really carrying the energy of it? So yeah, we gonna like do it the right way. You know what I'm saying? Like really roll it out. And another thing I think about all the time is like, yeah, like the people around you who are listening to you, I've heard it, but there's so many people who haven't heard it. You know what I'm saying? There's millions of people out there that haven't heard your music yet. So you want to make sure that you can try to get it into different areas. So this year into next year, you know what I'm saying, rumor has it, you know what I'm saying, we're going to continue to, you know, work different songs on there. Because I think over time, too, like different people will like enjoy different songs, especially when the ideas that I have to, you know what I'm saying, to give different content for different songs and different perspectives. Shows and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? All that type of stuff will bring more eyes and ears to the album. So yeah, I'm not moving on from it that quick and just be like, all right, yeah, we dropped it, but yeah, next month we gonna have something else for you.
Hell yeah.
Let it ride out.
I love that, because you know, with both you and your brother, you guys choose quality over quantity. And you know, I love that, because at the end of the day, like you said, you could be you know, having this rollout take forever, and you have the quality. You got the visual. Once people go back and be like, oh, I like this song, and they see the visual for it, they're like, oh, shit, you know what I'm saying? You got the quality already. So it doesn't matter how long that's going to take for, you know, more and more of these songs to pop off the album, bro.
And I saw that even when my brother dropped his EP last, like, it had been out for a couple months, and I remember he did like a live performance video of one of the songs. And I remember it, like, it kind of like blew up a little bit. Like he was just getting a lot of love off of it. And the song had been out already like for months. You know what I'm saying? But because he did like a live performance kind of visual, like it did well on TikTok and like Instagram and stuff like that. And like even people that that knew him was like, bro, like this song is crazy. And it was like, you don't even know who has heard it yet. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't even it's still so many people that haven't heard the song. So like you know, the more like creative content you put behind things, the ideas and stuff like that, it has the potential to like reach way more people. So you could really have a gem there. You don't want to just like move on too quickly and be like, oh well, it's kind of served its purpose. Like, nah, there's so much purpose to still serve. So
And it's always gonna be new to somebody.
Exactly.
It's always gonna be new to somebody, bro.
Exactly.
Bro, I'm glad we got you here. I actually wanted to bring up a song of yours, The One.
Okay.
So The One, that might be one of my favorite joints that you put out. What was that, last year? Was that last year?
No, that was the top of this year.
Top of this year.
Yeah.
So one day randomly I was scrolling. I think I was on TikTok, and I barely use TikTok, but I was scrolling, and I seen a video of someone. They were in Chicago, and they were using your sound.
Okay, yeah.
And I looked at the sound, and I was like, damn, a lot of people have videos to this sound.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, that's dope. And I was like, I'm fucking with that song. So how was that like for you to like know people were like really using that sound as a TikTok stream? And
that was so crazy.
Yeah. I love that song, by the way. Like, you was going crazy.
Shout out to Lemonxde80s because I like please don't sue me. Like so like the sample is Spread Thin by Lemonxde80s. And I like that song. Like I remember like I was just on Instagram one day and I remember like somebody was just playing it. And I asked her, I'm like, hey, what is this song or whatever? And she's like, oh, this is called Spread Thin or whatever by Lemonxde80s. I went to go listen to it. I'm like, man, this shit's fire. And I got that beat with the sample in there, and it was the top of the year. I was just like making music or whatever. I got that beat. I made the song. I fucked with it. But again, like, you don't really know like what's gonna go. You're just like making shit, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, I remember I wasn't even gonna put that song out. Okay. I remember putting that song on Instagram, and just as a teaser, really. I don't know. I was just like fucking around. I swear to God, I wasn't even serious. Like, I was gonna drop it on like SoundCloud or something like that. You know what I'm saying? And it was like people like blew my inbox up. Like it was like, bro, you need to drop that.
Bro, hell yeah.
I'm like, for real? Like, you know, this? I knew it was catchy, it had a vibe to it, right? Yeah. But I'm like, I just didn't expect that response. Like when I tell you my inbox went crazy, it went stupid. And I was like, okay, cool. I dropped it like a few days later. And then I had put it on TikTok. Again, not really thinking anything of it. I guess in hindsight, I should have because it was very like it had like a Jersey Club kind of like type beat. For sure. Like, it had a Jersey Club type beat, but like at the same time, I'm not like really rapping like a lot of people probably would rap on a Jersey Club beat. So it just was like a little different, I guess. And it just like people started making TikTok videos to it, and I was like, okay. So that was just like another like lesson for me. It was like, damn, like, because I was always anti-TikTok.
Okay. Yeah.
Same.
But I'm always anti like every new thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm always like, nah, I'm good. Like I remember like it was the same thing with MySpace, Facebook, like Twitter. Yeah, go down the line. Like I've always been like, nah, I'm good on it. But seeing the success of that on TikTok and like how it reached people from like different areas, I was like, okay, this is just like it's like a search engine. It's like the algorithm. If you hit the algorithm, like your shit can go crazy. So like that was a good it was good to see that. You know what I'm saying? Because that was organic. It wasn't like I paid nobody to do nothing. It was just like I literally uploaded it. People found it and started using it and was getting like millions of views on like videos and stuff like that. So I could have even pushed that song more, to be honest with you. I could have done way more with that song, but number one, I did not want to get sued. I was like, if this song get too big, they gonna sue me. Number one. They gonna come for me, number one. And number two, I was already in album mode at that time. Right? So this was April. Literally, I dropped the song, I think April 7th. So I had already like started locking into creating an album, and I wasn't going the single route. So it was just like I was like, okay, cool. Like I'm gonna just like lock in and
there's something to hold people over.
Yeah, exactly. So
that was a great song. It ended up on my 23 replay.
Yeah.
It was on my replay.
Okay,
I streamed it.
I appreciate
the Spotify situation.
I use Apple, but Apple Replay.
Oh, okay.
Those are my top tracks this year.
No, no, that track was for sure hard, bro. And like I said, bro, you got a ton of bangers on this new project.
Thank you.
And I just I hope that what I'm saying, I could get the visuals from the tracks that I need first. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no. Like, and that I think it's a good like period for me right now too, is like I'm kind of sitting back a little bit and I'm just like seeing what people are gravitating to. Because I've been so up close and personal with it. It's like people ask me, like my brother was asking me, like, yeah, so like what you think is gonna be the first visual you're gonna shoot? I'm like, bro, I don't know. Cause like I like so many songs off of here and I already have visuals for like almost every song. So it's like I already have an idea. So it's like I don't know which way I want to go yet. You know what I'm saying? So I think that this preliminary stage of like people like listening to it and sharing and stuff like that, I'm just paying attention. I'm just taking notes.
Let it breathe for a little bit.
I'm just taking notes where it's like, oh, okay, this is what y'all like, blah, blah. But
analyzing.
yeah, I think we're gonna go like full steam ahead. I think people would just like gravitate to like whatever I put the energy behind as well. You know what I'm saying? If they see the energy behind it, they see the creative visual, they're gonna rock with it. And then like in the meantime, I'm paying very, very close attention to like what people are rocking with.
Hell yeah. And I'm gonna bring this up one last time, bro. That's when you have the quality, bro, you could do stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I love that you're taking the time and doing that. It's no rush. You feel me?
Taking it
like
serious.
like you said, like you could get popping at any time. You know what I'm saying? If you have the right stuff. And this is the thing, like you have stuff like set up for you right now where it's like you got a good foundation. Like people can get popping at any time. So if you start popping and you don't have a foundation, what's gonna happen to you? You know what I'm saying?
I think about that all the time too. Again, back to the L lesson thing, right? Because it's like, yeah, if I would have popped off at 19, you know what I'm saying? Like, would I have been able to handle that? You know what I'm saying? Like, right? Because I think about that all the time. It's like, you see people go viral, like on a song, and it's like, okay, now the labels will come calling or whatever, and they sign, but there's no foundation there.
Exactly. They don't know what's going on.
There's no fans. Yeah. They like the song, but they don't like you yet.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That's two different things.
Yeah,
like,
you ain't built the brand.
yeah, we could love this song, but we don't love you because we don't know you.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So like if you all of a sudden now you go viral, and that's why I always try to stay away from like, because it's a whole lot of like music gurus out there, like on YouTube and stuff like that. Me and my brother talk about this all the time. Like a part of me is so anti like this music guru era, because it's like everybody want to tell you like you need to go on TikTok and go viral and stuff like that. But it's like, okay, but then what?
Yeah.
All right, exactly.
Then what? Okay, I go viral and like, okay, millions of people are listening to my song or whatever, or I'm exposed to millions of people. But if I don't have the back end yet, if I don't have the foundation, like you said, like if that's not set up yet, like I'm gonna just fall flat on my face.
If I can't set out a show in my hometown yet.
Exactly. So
Exactly.
y'all gonna come to the show and clown me because it's like, oh, he only had 10 people in a crowd, you know what I'm saying? But he got a song that got millions of plays, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, yeah, they like the song, but they haven't invested in you yet, right? So the investment really comes with albums.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It comes with like over time. People are like, oh, like when you think about like your favorite artist, you don't think about a song. You think about an album.
Project,
You think about like, damn, yeah, I was where I was when I listened to, like, when I heard this album for the first time, like, everybody, I remember where I was when I listened to Take Care, or, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Or like the College Dropout. Like, I remember, like, it brings up memories, you know what I'm saying, for me. You know what I'm saying? I don't think about one song.
Yeah.
I don't think about a viral moment. I think about the whole totality of what that artist created and presented, the Carter 3, the Drought 3, you know what I'm saying? I remember like what the era was. I remember burning CDs, you know what I'm saying, and going to school and selling it to people, you know what I'm saying? Like I was that much of a fan, you know what I'm saying? Like I remember the era, not the moment. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, for me, it's like I'm working on creating an era. I'm working on creating a timeline, not just like, okay, I want to blow up. So what? I'm gonna just fall on my face if I don't have, you know, what it takes to like keep it going. And a lot of people don't know what it all takes. You know what I'm saying? They think it's just like, okay, you just have to have talent and just keep it going, or drop another good song. And it's like, bro, you could drop another good song, but if the algorithm doesn't pick your song up, if like people aren't checking for it or whatever, it's like it doesn't matter how good one song is. It's like, you got to have the system. You got to have a plan. You got to have things set up
to make
so
it
that there's momentum there. You know what I'm saying? So I'd rather go like this than to shoot up and then eventually, because you know what goes up
It's gonna go
must
down.
come down.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I feel you, bro. I feel you,
Damn,
bro.
dropping some real
100,
game
bro.
right now.
No, you dropped a gang of gems today, bro. And I wanna,
facts.
I wanna appreciate you for slime, bro.
no, thank you.
And I want to appreciate you for the body of work.
Keep pushing the bar, bro.
Yeah, and
real.
I want to appreciate you. You know, give appreciation towards you just stepping outside the box, bro. Because I'm telling you, we see so much. We cover so much music. We interview a lot of people, and they haven't done the stuff that you and your brother has done so far. You know what I'm saying? And until I see somebody do like hella creative shit, I'll give them their props. You know what I'm saying? But like I'm telling you, you guys are definitely raising the bar, and for sure. Go stream. Rumor has it.
Go
tap
tap
what I'm saying.
in.
Tap
Rumor
the fuck
has it.
in. And all the visuals too that Lemonxde80s got.
Lemonxde80s.
You know what I'm saying?
We're coming.
But we'll end on that, bro. Appreciate you coming, bro.
Appreciate y'all, man. Thank you for having me again.
You
Yes,
already know what it is.
Fresh Flowers Podcast. We out.